Eberhard Nestle, May 1, 1851, Stuttgart, March 9, 1913, Stuttgart, was a German biblical scholar, textual critic, orientalist, editor of the Novum Testamentum Graece, and the father of Erwin Nestle. Nestle was a son of the upper tribunal procurator, Obertribunal procurator, Christian Gottlieb Nestle, and his wife Sophie Beat Kleinman. His half-brother from his father's second marriage was classical philologist Wilhelm Nestle. Nestle studied at the University of Tübingen, the Tübinger Stift, from 1869 to 1874. His studies culminated in his doctoral thesis on the Hebrew and Greek text forms of the Book of Ezekiel. Afterwards he worked in the area of Orientalism and wrote, among other things, a Syriac grammar. During his later years, his focus changed to textual criticism of the New Testament. Between 1898 and 1912 he worked as professor at the evangelical seminaries of Maulbronn and Blouvuren. In 1880, he married Clara Kammerl, 1852–87, in Tübingen. They had one son, Erwin Nestle. In 1887 his wife died after a short illness, and 3 years later, in 1890, Nestle married Elizabeth Eschel, 1867–1944. In this second marriage, 5 daughters and 1 son were born. In 1898 Nestle published a handbook of textual criticism, and in 1898 published the first edition of a Greek New Testament under the title Novum Testamentum Graece cum apparato critico ex edition of a CT Libris manuscriptus collecto. The text of this Greek New Testament was combined with the editions of Constantine von Tistendorf, Editio Octava Critica Meyer, the New Testament in the original Greek of Westcott and Hort, and the edition of Richard Francis Weymouth. It was edited by the Württemberg Bible Society in Stuttgart. This edition eliminated the extremes of Tistendorf, such as partiality to Sinaiticus, and of Westcott and Hort, such as partiality to Vaticanus. This edition was adopted by the British and Foreign Bible Society, replacing the Textus Receptus. After a few years this edition received worldwide recognition as the best edition of the Greek New Testament. This edition took the place which formerly belonged to the Textus Receptus and became a new Textus Receptus. After the death of Eberhard Nestle, his son Erwin Nestle, 1883–1972, took over the publication and contributed substantially to a constant improvement of the editions. Since 1952 the edition occurred with the cooperation of Kurt Aland, 21st edition. The theological standard work Nestle Aland appeared from 1993 in the 27th edition. Psalterium tetraglottum Graece, Sirius, Chaldeus et Latinae, 1879. Syrisch Grammatik mit Literatur, Chrestomatthew und Glosser, 1888. Veteris Testamenti Graeci Codices Vaticanus et Sinaiticus cum texto recepto collati, 1880, 2. Off. 1887. Marginalian und Materialen, 1893. A Palestinian Syriac lectionary containing lessons from the Pentateuch, Job, Proverbs, Prophets, Acts, and Epistles, 1897. Vom Textus Receptus de Griechischen Neuen Testaments, ein erweiterter Vortrag, 1903. Einführung in das Griechisch Neue Testament, 3. Off. Göttingen, 1909.